Hello YouTube, most importantly hello friends and family, since it is you who will probably be watching this film. This is my first attempt at a gun review. As you can see before you is the excellent Smith & Wesson SD9. I'm going to start this out by asking a question. Is this a mixed breed gun? Now what I mean by that is it a mix between the Smith & Wesson Sigma series and the Smith & Wesson M&P series? And the reason why a lot of people jump to that conclusion is that it is in between as far as quality and pricing is concerned. I would say mostly pricing, because as we will get later on in discussion here, the quality actually is pretty fantastic. I don't believe that it is to the quality of the M&P series, but it is nonetheless very good on its own right. So let's first talk about what this gun is intended for. What are you going to use this gun for? Smith & Wesson is making no secret of how they are advertising and marketing this gun as a self-defense pistol. As you can see, it is SD, standing for self-defense. They are totally right in that fact. This is most certainly an effective self-defense weapon. Marketing has been pushing towards home defense, but I myself see this as a concealed carry weapon. I am a CCW, and I have been carrying this gun ever since the day after I took it to the range and made sure that it was reliable with the ammunition that I was going to carry it with. So I've been carrying it ever since then, and it has been fantastic as a carry weapon. So let's talk about some of the specifications real quick before we get too deep here. This particular one is a 9mm. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water real quick here. Capacity is 16 plus 1, and you can see the magazine here I have loaded with Winchester Black Talon. Oh yeah, eat your heart out, buddy. Hard to find these. This is the 147 grain, and it shoots just fine. As you can see, that 16th round is a little bit difficult to get in there, and I'm going to make a note of that here in a minute in some of the talking points that I want to go through. So you can see it has two view windows on the side. This one is 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and this one will go over to the 16. These are actually really nice magazines. I can't really see, where does that say? Smith & Wesson, I can't see anywhere on here. There's an H here. I don't know who makes these magazines specifically, but they have been very reliable, rugged. My buddy was out shooting with me the other day and dropped one on the ground, and it kept going just fine. So really happy with that. 16 rounds is pretty excellent. It's right up there. It's right in between Glock 17 and a 19 as far as their standard capacities are concerned. So I like it. I'm very happy with that. Barrel length is 4 inches. This is a striker fired weapon, and I like it. Let's see. One of the interesting things about the SD series is that they ship this gun standard with a front night sight, and it is tritium. I do not know the maker for sure of that night sight. Let me see how close I can get here and show you. And it will show up nicely. It's a nice presentation of the sights. I know this is difficult for me to do here, sorry. And it looks small, that front sight, but it is normal. Just the weird angle I have on my camera here. So I do like that, and as you can see, it is just white paint on the rear sight. If you're wondering, you can replace these. As you can see here, this actually does say, I can't tell if you can see that or not, but it does say M&P, and these are cut into the slide. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. The standard M&P sights. So if you didn't like the sights on here, hey, feel free to change them out with any M&P. You'll be able to fix yourself up. Let me see if I can get this set back up and in frame here. Oh, of course, this is a safety checked weapon. Yes, I have a full magazine over here. Let's not get too crazy about it. I do have a snap cap in here because I'm going to be pulling the trigger, so you can have a look and see what the trigger looks like as far as pull. Let's continue on. Overall length is 7.2 inches. Width is 1.29. Very slender. And that goes back to its carryability, because it really is such a joy to carry. And before I started carrying this, I was regularly carrying a Kel-Tec PF9, but this carries amazingly well. The slide is a black melanite, quote unquote, finish, and it has so far been wearing very well. It's a stainless slide and barrel, which I really like because I sometimes get sweaty in the summertime, and I don't want to have to worry about my carry weapon rusting out on me. So, really happy about that. And this coating or finish, whatever you want to call it, has been wearing very nicely. In fact, I've holstered this quite a few times, and I see no holster wear as far as I can tell. So let's talk a little bit about reliability and accuracy on this firearm. I have shot about 450 rounds, and it's a mixed bag. I shot some PMC, 115 grain, just bulk kind of ammo. I've shot some old surplus 9mm that my dad let me have, and there were some hiccups with that. Now, before we go on and ding this for having hiccups with that ammo, I shot that very same ammo in a Glock 19, and it had the same problems. It was primer issues, and I do not blame the gun. And also, yes, I did shoot some of these Black Talons, and they cycled very nicely. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of wanting to put these up because they're just so special to me personally. I think they're cool. I don't want to shoot them all up. So I'll probably look for something else as far as defensive ammo is concerned, and then I'll try it in here just to make sure it works. I have no doubts that it will. It has cycled everything very nicely, with the exception of that stupid surplus ammo, which, hey, you shouldn't shoot it anyway unless you're just at the range, which is what I did. With that exception, it has been 100% reliable for me. Okay, so moving on. Well, actually, oh my gosh, I better wrap this up. I'll move on. I'll do a part 2, going on to a few more points, and then I'll wrap it up and give you a few extra thoughts. Alright, so come on back for part 2. Alright.